your wish was realized. So tell us a little bit, about how you got into these spaces. So, I mean, you're a public speaker, you're a head boy, you're in parliament, you're a deputy minister. Talk to us a little bit about that.
All right. My experience and my involvement in such leadership positions it requires a lot of dedication. So it took me a lot of different difficult things to be involved in leadership. For example, I wasn't a good public speaker, but being dedicated to such things like this, it made me have a passion to be into leadership. So my first involvement was being into the Zimbabwe Junior Parliament, which was a great experience because I had to be dedicated into serving children, and being a leader is something which acquires great knowledge. So my first involvement in the Junior Parliament, I was a very shy person, and I wasn't confident, but through my involvement in the government, it molded me into becoming a person that I am today. Be a great public speaker, and also being able to stand up for others, and also fighting for children that are living with intellectual disabilities. So secondly, throughout my involvement in governments, it made a great impact into the community and as the school as well. So at school they now recognize me, and then I was then elected as the school head boy. So
the parliament came first.
Yeah, the parliament came first. I think it was in Form 5 last year.
Okay.
Then the head boyship thing came this year when I was in Form 6. But what made me to be the head boy is because of the impact that I had made in my community and at the school as well. Because at our school we have these children that are living with intellectual disabilities. So I then chose to be their voice. So that's how they recognized me, standing up for these children at my school. So they saw that there's something special in this kid. Let him be the head boy.
Amazing, and congratulations. Oh, because I was going to ask about the kids, but I like that even your school recognized that, there is leadership qualities. So you then gravitated towards inclusion of children with intellectual disabilities. Tell us about some of the challenges that are prevailing and why, this particular sector, this particular constituency of persons with disabilities need focus, need attention, and need people to start looking into some of the challenges and finding solutions.
Alright, Rimbi, the first question that I asked myself before I got involved into dealing with children that are living with intellectual disabilities is I asked myself a deeper question: what if it was me being mocked? What if it was me being excluded? So that deep question set a pace for me to then advocate for these children. Because you'd find out that in schools they're being called names, they're being discriminated and being excluded from certain programs. So it got into me so that I had to ask myself a question: what if it was me? So after I asked myself that deeper question, then throughout my advocacy, I had to help them in each and every aspect in their lives, being their mentor and be there for them. So then throughout my journey for advocating for the intellectual, I then met a wonderful organization, a vibrant organization, which is the Special Olympics Zimbabwe. So this organization, it didn't just reshaped my leadership skills, it then made impact throughout the children that are living with intellectual disabilities, because this organization supports them through sporting and health programs. So for example, this organization last week, I think it was last week but one, we had 3 athletes who went to Namibia. They were representing Zimbabwe, and these athletes are from my school. So
that's amazing.
So in Special Olympics, we don't want to call these children living with intellectual disabilities. We have a special name for them, which is athletes. Because the moment we say children that are living with intellectual disabilities, already there's discrimination.
Yes, there is.
So, so we chose to call them athletes living with intellectual disabilities.
I see.
Yes.
Okay.
So being in the involvement of Special Olympics Zimbabwe, we then had a wonderful team that went to Namibia, and they got 2 gold medals.
Wow.
So yeah,
So they did well.
they did well.
Mm.
But this impact, this involvement for them to going to Namibia, it all came through the Special Olympics Zimbabwe. Because there are some other organizations which just say we are doing advocacy for children living with intellectual disabilities, and they then take photos with these children just
That's
for the
it.
market. That's it.
Hmm.
But Special Olympics Zimbabwe has made impact throughout helping these children living with intellectual disabilities.
That's amazing, and it's really so exciting to hear your passion and see how you're connecting and the impact. Actually, seeing that kwakatodzoka mamedals.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful thing because they represented Zimbabwe as well as the school.
That's amazing. That's
So
amazing.
it actually shows that they have something
Mm.
which they can make impact throughout their lives, not just about education, but their talents. So Special Olympics then give them a space, open space for them to showcase their talents.
Mm. And it's all about inclusion. Really exciting. I like that. One thing that, and I think you even pointed it out, the
Yes.
stigma, the name calling.
Yes.
What are some of the other challenges, that are leading to the exclusion of athletes with intellectual disability?
All right. Another topical aspect is, when you're at school, if you don't have the heart for these children, you never get to understand what they actually feel. So another thing is because the community, the people that we have, they don't understand what these children need. But if you have the heart to understand these children, you actually have to gravitate towards knowing what they want. So I think it's best for schools and also the community to love these children so that they understand how to interact with them, how to share love and joy with them. Because it's not only about being educated for them because they are intellectually disabled, okay? So blessing through them, showcasing their talents, it shows how you can able to interact with them and show them the love they need.
Mm. And what sort of activities are they doing? What sort of sporting activities are they taking part in?
Alright, so Special Olympics Zimbabwe, they provide these children with soccer. We have soccer, we have swimming, and also we have athletes who do, what do we call this? I'm missing the name. Athletics.
Okay. Kumanya.
Kumanya.
Right,
It
okay.
now confuses me calling them athletes and also
Doing
athletics.
athletics.
Yeah.
Okay. I hear you. All right. This is really, really exciting. We are here talking about the benefits of youth participation. We're here with Honorable Samson Kondo, Youth Parliamentarian, Deputy Minister of Health and Childcare, head boy at Lord Malvern, notable advocate for athletes with intellectual disabilities. Honorable persons living with all right.
True.
No, I like that. We talked a little bit about challenges and opportunities. Let's come back to your experience, Samson.
Yes.
Share your experience with us as a junior parliamentarian, leading your schools, student structure, and even this role that you've taken up. What can others, your peers, take away from your experience? Why should they also, get involved?
All right. I think this being involved in government, being the junior parliament for Zimbabwe, I think it means that we are being included as young children. There's an aspect of inclusion for us to participate in government issues. Because us as youth, we have the passion and we are very energetic. So it shapes us so that these policies that they are being made in governments, they're being pushed for. And us youth, we need to be at the forefront, pushing these introspective aspects to making sure that us as youth, we are being recognized at large. And also my experience being in the junior parliament, it has come with a lot of beautiful things, and also sometimes some of them are quite bad, leading a lot of children. You're not only leading your school, but all the schools in Zimbabwe, you need to be there for them, and also the schools in the community, not just serving as your school. But now, me being a junior MP, it's quite different from being the head boy. Because when I'm outside,
what are the differences? Yeah.
When I'm being a junior MP, okay, I have the heart for the children. But then when I'm playing the head boyship thing, I'm
There's
very
no
strict.
heart.
There's no heart. There's no heart. So it's
So
a
you're
different.
quite strict.
Yeah, they know when I'm at school and the head boy is there.
So you've got nicknames. What's your nickname? What nickname is they giving you?
Cousin of the devil.
Cousin of the devil. My goodness.
Yeah, so me being a junior MP, I have the heart to serve. And me being the head boy, is
It's about
the
discipline,
and order at the school. Because you'd find out when at the school, if you give them the heart, so you need to play the headship thing. But if you're out there, you need to play the junior MP thing because they understand you're not from their school, so they give you the respect that you need.
Interesting, cousin of the devil. So how has this experience for you, Samson, shaped your understanding of governance and the way that things work?
All right, I think it has reshaped my leadership and my life as well to a greater extent. Because me being a participant in the government, it means a lot to me. Because the way I now view things is a leadership way. And back then when I didn't have all these opportunities to participate in the government, I was just a nobody. But now, even through my education, it has helped me through maybe history. Some of these things you get to know them along the way as you're doing advocacy and your participation in government. So some of the time it has made a great impact towards my education and my understanding of how things are being run, and also it has made a great impact that to be a junior MP is only about having a heart. Because a lot of people misunderstand leadership as for power, but it's not. It's about having the heart for people. So it has changed that perspective of view for me. So now they know leadership is about serving the people. So it has made a great impact. My participation in government, and has reshaped my social life.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. I love that. We are going to continue on, talking about the importance of youth participation. So do you believe that more youths participating will lead to better or an increase and improvement? We're talking about education. We're talking about nothing for us without us, leaving no place and no one behind. What's the impact or the significance of more youth participating?
Alright, I would like to shed more light on that. Us as youth, we have the passion, we have the courage to do things. So we want us to have more youth-led organizations by us youth. Not just saying we have older people leading us. We need to be at the forefront because we still have the fresh minds, to then lead things into a beautiful way as well, heading towards the Vision 2030. If you put us at the forefront, then we are able to make things happen. So our involvement as youth, it needs to be at the greater level because we still have the minds to lead. So I think it is a great impact for us youth, and we also need to have a space whereby we can have our own youth-led organizations and pushing the mantra towards Vision 2030.
Very, very interesting indeed. So you're the Junior Minister of Health and Childcare.
Yes.
What give me maybe one issue that is on your table that you're saying, the next time I go to Parliament, these are the issues that affect youths when it comes to health. What are one or two issues that that are at the fore when it comes to the health agenda from a youth perspective?
All right, I think the main critical issue is mental health because it is affecting us, the youth, especially us, the youth and children. But you'd find out that this issue is just being taken for granted because the leaders that we now have, they grew up from way back, so they don't understand this thing about mental health. They believe that mental health is not there. But as children, we are now facing this mental health challenge, and it's a thing that you'd find out with vana vazhinji, they are facing issues like depression, which is a sign of mental health. So it is a critical issue that needs to be heard out there, that needs to be spoken and represented in the government. So it is a very critical issue that is affecting us as children.
Mental health issues, right? We're also hearing a lot of young people committing suicide.
Exactly.
young people, yeah, and then ukazonzwa nyaya yacho, you think, really?
Yeah, I actually had a recent issue in Managato. It was a heartbreak. I don't want a boyfriend. But the parents don't understand that the mental health is truly
It's
there.
real, yeah.
So it's just taken for granted. Mental health, the depression is I'm a 2K things, you know. So they don't take introspective into those issues. So we need to fight for mental health and truly understand what the issues of mental health, the signs of mental health, and put it into consideration.
Really amazing. If you're just joining us, we are here speaking to junior parliamentarian as well as Deputy Minister for Health and Childcare, Samson Gondo. He's also the head boy of his school, being Lord Malvern High School, and we are here just taking a leaf out of his book and just honing in on some of the things around empowering the next generation, why youth voices matter, and what the benefits of youth participation as a whole can be. Coming back to Honorable Gonzo, what skills and values can young people develop through involvement in governance and in programs like Junior Parliament, in taking up advocacy for certain issues?
Right, firstly, I think as youth and as young people, we can develop a skill in decision making, how the decisions in governments are being made, and also personally gain through decision making how we can make decisions for our own, and also the issue of integrity and also responsibility, because you now know how to make things and you need to be accountable for them when you're in governments and leadership roles. You need to be accountable for your people and also taking responsibility for your actions. So through governments you learn quite a lot of things, and the issue of responsibility is quite introspective, because you need to be responsible for everything that you do. You understand? Exactly. So you need to be responsible for what you are saying and also what you are doing and what also you have promised the people. Because panozodzoka vanhu vakuti honorable apa makapromisa zvakati zvakati, where is this, zvakazofamba sei? So in governments you take those things and put them into consideration, and you are actually developing something for your own. Even it's not only about being responsible in governments, even at home you need to also to be responsible. So it's a personal thing, it's a personal gain for you, and also decision making as well.
So it also builds you up. You know, certain things about you changing.
Yes.
So you've got aspirations in the future to go to parliament, to big parliament.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. All right. So Harare South, get ready. Your honorable member here wanting to take things up to parliament going forward. So at home, do they call you honorable? I'm with Masimba.
No, I'm a very humble person. I don't actually like to be called an honorable because.
But you are. But I mean, it's something that you deserve that because you've gained it.
It's very shaming for a person, an older person, even your mom, to be calling you honorable. I have the respect of a father. It just doesn't suit me well. So I just chose to be humble and call me by my actual name, Samson. Sam is actually okay.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. So we are going to be taking your questions. You can send us your messages. We're also live on Facebook on 0719100404, our Facebook page at Capitalk FM. So talk to us if you want to talk to just Sam in the studio. Really not boggled down by titles, but I've got to say it really is an engaging and interesting conversation with you, Samson. I'll open up the line for messages in just a moment. I'm already seeing quite a lot here coming from you. Dick Wakazambuleni says it's children with disabilities, not living with disabilities, they don't live with. It's athletes with disabilities. And then they go on to say that boy is so talented. And they agree with you that mental health issues are taken for granted. And he also talks about more inclusion and knowledge around disability. Do you have any comments, to this kind of message? But it really does connect with that, because there seems to be a lot of stigma, or
exactly, yes.
People don't understand what to say, or it's an us and them situation. What do you think we need to do to bridge that gap?
All right, I think for us to cover this gap of discrimination and exclusion is you just need to have the heart for these children to understand what actually they like. Just talk to them, actually feel their pain. For example, like what I've said before, think if it was you being in the same situation of being mocked, being in the same situation of being excluded. After you ask yourself that question, you now have to know that this is very bad. I need to connect with these children and show them love and show them the respect that they need. So breaking that stigma of discrimination is only about you having the heart for the children. So I think with that, you can now shadow off this gap of discrimination.
Well said indeed, Sam. Tell us about your aspirations. I mean, you're very, you want to be a youth leader for the Special Olympics. So you're currently working towards that, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Why is it so important for you to achieve this goal, and what will this youth leader role come with, or what is it that you're looking to be doing with the athletes with disabilities?
All right. So my involvement with these athletes living with disabilities is because I want a inclusive Zimbabwe, and I want an inclusive community, inclusive schools for these children. So my involvement in these, I actually want to build something whereby we can end discrimination, and I'm working towards that goal through the Special Olympics Zimbabwe, which is a vibrant team which supports these athletes with disabilities. So I'm actually trying to build something which I can say I achieved through junior parliament, because a lot of people are going to ask me what has been your achievement within junior parliament and also being a youth leader in the Special Olympics Zimbabwe. So I want to come up with a goal whereby we can have an inclusive Zimbabwe for athletes with disabilities. So that is my main mantra for now, and I would like to share this. We have a motto at the Special Olympics Zimbabwe, which is "Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt."
Wow.
Yeah, so we are unified for change, and we are unified for inclusion.
Inclusion now.
Yes.
I like that, and it's time. So we are getting the message here loud and clear. Sam, definitely big dreams and aspirations to end all forms of exclusion and to ensure that athletes with disabilities are viewed the same, get the same opportunities, and get the same capacity. So what do you think adults and community leaders can do to support and empower young people to take on leadership roles? Or maybe let's even dial it back to say kumba vabereki pamwana pano yachiti mama ndida kuenda kuparliament, mama ndida kudai, or maybe state ndida kudai, they're not giving them the support or the room that they need. So what is it that we should be doing as adults, as community leaders, to catalyze people, young people taking on these leadership positions?
All right, I think our older people, they need to support us, firstly by consideration of what we are saying, actually hear what we want to say, for us to have this role of taking up in leadership positions, because it's actually a big thing for us, but they take it for granted. Because junior parliament, he might not be focused on his studies, so but if you actually listen to what they want to achieve through the junior parliament and put it into consideration, not shutting them off, put it into consideration first, and also at community at large, our big leaders, they need to maybe create organizations which are youth-led, and also their involvement in them, so that they give us a space whereby we can share our problems, and that's where the participation in governments, that's where the support they can give us comes from. Creating spaces whereby we can advocate and actually hear what we want to say, our problems, and put them into consideration. So I think that is the gap that we have, because we are not having these spaces. For example, the junior parliament program, it's an open space for us as young people to be engaged and share our problems, share the problems that the youth and children are facing. So we need to have such more programs into our communities whereby our older people can support us and be involved in these programs, and I believe it can make a big difference in the community.
What kind of support is Mr. Young Honorable expecting? Kuti isapoti kuti mukuda mari here, kuda kunzi tisiyei tiende kuma-events, what kind of support are we doing? Is it psychosocial support? Is it technical support?
Alright, I think it's not all about, because my youth, it knows my youth, they're not willing to go and participate in my programs if there is no money. But from my own perspective of view, I think we just need an open space, like something which we can build. We have an organization which is being led by the youth, and they can, not in form of money, but in form of maybe we can have kind of books, a program in mental health. They can support us in my books, and then we advocate. We just need maybe my cameras, so that maybe you can invite my radio stations, Capitalk FM report, then we can share what program in mental health. That's the only support that we need for us we are seen as youth who are doing something in the community, not just in form of money, or we don't want money. We just want the support, the physical support. Tawana something which we can hold with yes, we are actually doing something in the community. Because as for me, I actually have the heart and my willing to support the children without any form of money. Even if I don't get credit, it's okay with me. But just having the heart to serve, that's what makes me where I am today.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Amazing. I'm in awe of this young man. And having a heart.
It's actually putting yourself first. You don't need someone to come and tell you that you need to do this. But actually identifying, to be recognized, it doesn't need you to have money, but just going your willingness and your involvement to do something, being passionate about something, you can actually get recognition without any form of money. You see, so having the heart, it comes from your willingness to do something. That's when you have the heart. And even if you understand the problems that people are facing and how you can solve those problems, that's what makes you have the heart to serve. Yes.
Even adults need the proper heart. And even the things you're talking about empathy, about really wanting to make a difference. I'm really impressed, and I hope that you can continue to make a lot more change for athletes with disabilities and beyond. Really quite inspiring. Now, as we are coming to the end of the interview, Samson, you talked about mental health being, one of the things that, as the Deputy Minister of Health, you're like, this issue needs looking into. Issues of mental health are very topical. Yes. But what do you believe, if any, are the other or one more pressing issue that young people should be involved in addressing through CAP?
Okay, another issue which is very critical is the issue of climate change. Because you find out through this issue of climate change, that's where comes the issue drug and substance abuse. It also incorporates with climate change, because they are dropping out of school, problems like Awanda, and also it's a thing that which we need to stand up for, not just ignoring that thing, climate change. It affects us as children at a large extent. So I think it's one of the topical things that we need to address as young people, as youth, which are in climate change. How best can we solve and how best can we curb that issue?
Contextualize it for me. Climate change, some of the issues that you're talking about. Where's the connection? Where's the nexus?
Alright, so climate change, I believe it's the change of whatever but then drug and substance abuse, it concurs climate change. Climate change, whenever they are dropping out of school. After they drop out of school, then it leads to the issue of drug and substance abuse. When you just see them walking Garama Street, and also especially in the CBD, you would actually say he dropped out of school. So this issue of climate change, it has so many aspects which affect the children's life. So it is an issue which we need to take into consideration and advocate for.
Definitely, we're fast running out of time. 0719-100-404 if you want to connect with our guest this evening. Quite inspiring. A lot of work going on. Youthful voice, putting forward youthful issues with youthful energy and a lot of determination. The future is definitely safe. Another message coming in says accessibility in inbuilt infrastructure is also a major cause of concern. Schools are not built to allow children with disabilities to have easy access. I remember actually, Sam, I was having a conversation with I think it was it the Judicial Service Commission, and I was asking them how many courts have ramps in order to, audio, visual equipment and so on. But it was quite apparent, even when we're looking at the National Disability Policy, that there is a huge lack when it comes to infrastructure. What are your thoughts on that? Is this something that you will also be pushing forward, when the House, sits next in Parliament?
All right, I think, that is a big gap, especially in schools, because these children, they lack infrastructure. For example, they need special care and they need special things for them to use in schools. So I think for it to be something which we can say we are going to make an achievement, we need to mobilize maybe a team for parents and also the school administrations or the community leaders. Then we put these children at the forefront. Then we say we need support in terms of this and this, the infrastructure they need to use, maybe their books or whatsoever they need to use. Then we can actually introspect with what is the gap yasara babuti. Then we can push for them to get the infrastructure that they need. So I think it's another issue which we need to advocate for in government at large, to say that we need this kind of support for our athletes with disabilities.
Definitely. Now, as we come to the very, very end, your closing reflections, maybe a word of encouragement to someone listening who might want to also use their energy for a good cause, who might also want to get involved in junior parliament, who might also want to be a junior minister, or perhaps want to lend a hand when it comes to inclusion of athletes with disabilities.
Okay, so my word of encouragement to all youth out there and children out there is the ideas that we want as young people, as youth, should predominantly be coming from us. So you just need to start where you are. Don't worry about, I'm not in the government, I'm not in the junior parliament. Just start where you are. Speak up and show your energy and passionate about advocating for these things. You don't need the junior parliament to show that you want to be advocating for inclusion. No, just speak up. Go to platforms, go to radio stations, and just speak up your mind. That's where the advocacy starts from, and by that you get recognized by so many people, and they can actually see that you are making an achievement. So just start where you are. Start with what you have. Even if you don't have nothing, you have your voice. Amplify it. Be the voice for change.
Shanti Saja, Moses Akanzi, what are you voting? And so on. It's been amazing, Samson. All the very, very. You were actually writing your exams.
Yes.
How's that going?
It's quite overwhelming. Just going through the usual highs and lows.
Okay.
Last week I actually had exams, but from now I'm in preparation for the SIMSEC examinations.
Okay. Wishing you all the best.
Yeah, thank you. We are promising my vida.
Thanks so much. There you have it. That was my guest this evening, junior parliamentarian, junior he's the deputy minister, junior deputy minister for health and childcare, also the head boy at his school, and an advocate for athletes with disabilities. We wish you all the very best, and thank you for allowing us just a snapshot of the things that motivate you. And we certainly hope that all the youth listening out there know that their voice can go further and can achieve so much change. Thanks so much, Chad, to you, Honorable.
You're welcome, Rumbi. Thank you so much.
What a pleasure. The time is exactly 7 o'clock.